Get ready for the chills to run down your spine as we're going to take a journey back in time to the summer of 1984 in the heart of Yellowstone National Park. A story that will leave you breathless as we uncover the tragedy of a young woman named Brigitta Friedenhagen, who met a brutal end at the hands of a massive grizzly bear. This story is a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in the wilderness and how even the most experienced hikers can become prey in an instant. Are you ready to hear the story of Brigitta and the grizzly attack in Yellowstone's Grand Canyon? Let's get to it, shall we? But before moving ahead, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. It was July 1984, and Brigitta and her brother and sister-in-law had set up camp in Norris Geyser Basin. They had planned to hike to the Astringent Creek bridge, and then Brigitta would travel to her campsite at Broadcreek alone. Brigitta was an experienced hiker, and she knew the dangers of hiking in grizzly territory, so she tied some bear bells to her backpack to avoid surprising bears on the trail. The trio set off on their hike, and as they approached the Pelican Valley trailhead, they spotted a large orange placard warning of grizzly bear activity in the area. Brigitta was prepared and continued her journey, following the trail and ringing her bear bells to alert any bears of her presence. The trail was relatively easy to follow, and the trio was progressing well. They were surrounded by lush forests and tranquil streams, with majestic mountains rising in the distance. As they hiked, Brigitta regaled her brother and sister-in-law with tales of her previous hikes in Yellowstone. She had a wealth of knowledge about the park and was well versed in its history and wildlife. Brigitta had always felt a deep connection with nature, and hiking in Yellowstone was her greatest passion. After several hours of hiking, the trio arrived at the junction of Astringent Creek and Broadcreek. This was where they had planned to split up, and Brigitta continuing to her campsite at Broadcreek, while her brother and sister-in-law headed back to Norris Geyser Basin. They hugged each other and said their goodbyes, and then Brigitta set off on the last leg of her journey. Brigitta embarked on a hike and reached White Lake after a few miles. She stumbled upon a campsite, 5W1, which was located 3 miles away from her final destination, 5B1 in Broadcreek. The campsite was unoccupied, so Brigitta decided to make it her base for the night, not knowing that White Lake was known for high bear activity and had even been closed to visitors due to numerous bear sightings. As the evening approached, Brigitta prepared dinner and stored her food in a typical manner by hanging it from a rope attached between the two lodge poles 85 feet away from the campsite. She then changed into fresh pajamas, recorded her thoughts in her journal, and drifted off to sleep with her flashlight and cassette player by her side. However, in the middle of the night, a large grizzly bear approached the tent, tore through the rainfly, and ripped a 27-inch gash into the tent wall with a single claw. Bear then bit Brigitta on the head and pulled her out to the sleeping bag and into the darkness. The next day, Brigitta's brother and sister-in-law were worried as she did not arrive on time. They soon realized that something was wrong and alerted the authorities. Park-wide search was launched, but Brigitta was not found. Her body was found the next day by park rangers, who had launched a search and rescue mission. Brigitta's death was a tragic loss that stunned the park community. She had been a respected and experienced hiker and had always been cautious and prepared when entering the wilderness. But despite her best efforts, she fell victim to the unpredictable and dangerous nature of the grizzly bear. The news of Brigitta's death spread quickly, and it served as a harsh reminder of the dangers that exist in the wilderness. Many people were shocked and saddened by her death, and it sparked a renewed interest in bear safety and awareness in the park. Brigitta's death was a turning point, and it helped to raise awareness of the importance of respecting wildlife and being prepared when entering the wilderness. Park Service stepped up their efforts to educate visitors about the dangers of bears and how to avoid conflicts with them. They implemented new safety measures, such as requiring hikers to travel in groups, carrying bear spray, and being aware of their surroundings at all times. They also increased patrols in areas known for bear activity and worked to minimize human-bear conflicts. Today, Brigitta's memory lives on, and her tragic death constantly reminds us of the importance of being prepared and respecting the wildlife in our national parks. Her story is a powerful reminder that even the most experienced hikers can fall victim to the dangers of the wilderness. So let us take a moment to remember Brigitta Friedenhagen, and let us all be mindful of the dangers that exist in the great outdoors. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe and always be prepared.